There was a mama pig with three pigs. And as the piglets got older, they started to eat mama pig out of house and home. So one day she sends the little piglets off in the world to find their own way. And each of the little piglets had to find shelter, so they each built a house. The first one was the laziest of the three and built a house of straw. The second one was semi-lazy and built a house of wood or sticks. And the third, the most responsible, took his time and built a house by brick. One day, a wolf come out of the woods and could smell the little piglet and approached the house of straw. The little piglet could see the wolf from inside the straw house. And the wolf said, "Let me in, let me in." The little piglet responded, "Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin." "Okay," said the wolf, "and I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow the house down." And so the wolf did just that, huffed and puffed and blew the house down. But the little piglet ran out back until he reached a house of wood or sticks. And his sibling let him in. And the wolf continued to wander looking for the piglet. It could smell the two piglets inside of the house. They looked outside of the house of wood. And the wolf said, "Let me in, let me in." And the two piglets said, "Not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin." "Okay," said the wolf, "then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow this house down." And the wolf did just that. The wolf huffed and puffed and blew the house down. Like before, the little two piglets ran out from the back and made it to the house of brick. But this time the wolf was high on their tail and nearly caught up to them. But just in the nick of time, their most responsible sibling let them into the house and looked out the window. And the wolf was just happy because there were three piglets. And that would be enough meat for the wolf to eat on for a while. And so the wolf's greed got the best of him. "Let me in, let me in," said the wolf. And the three piglets, "Not by the hairs on our chinny chin chins." The wolf huffed and puffed, but could not blow this house down. Then he huffed and puffed some more, then huffed and puffed some more till he got exhausted. And his exhaustion grew to anger. And so finally, after scavenging the house and roaming around, he saw a chimney as his way to enter the house. But see, the piglets got wise. See, the piglet that owned the house gathered his other two siblings, and they filled a cauldron with boiling hot water. And as the wolf descended, he did not see the water till it was too late. He fell into the boiling water screaming until he died. And the three little piglets chopped him into pieces and had him for dinner. The Three Little Pigs is a story of perseverance, right? So there's without a doubt, you can take this story and say because the three piglets were siblings that they looked after each other. And that is the part of the story that's very, very, very true. Very few people, because it's not as dramatic after the beginning, will ever go back to the very beginning of that story and focus on the mother pig and they'll never ask themselves, what did they miss and why is this old tale so important? See, we could easily go after the first two piglets for being lazy and nearly causing themselves their lives. Because we know when you build something and you enjoy the process, like the third pig who had the brick house, makes life better. But recall with the mama pig that they were eating her out of house and home. And when they got older, meaning what we call in the United States 18 and older, she put them out of the house. Now, why is that? That's the part of the Three Little Pigs that most people miss. We think it's just a cute little story where they persevered against a big bad wolf. No. See, Mama Pig is the most prevalent in this story. Because at one point, all three of them were lazy and they were eating more than she could afford. And she had to put them out of the house. She is the most important element of this story, despite the fact that she disappears after putting them out. Why is that? Because no matter how good or bad the real world becomes when you get older, you will have no ambition unless you grow up. See, Mama Pig represents old-fashioned parenting. When your kids start to become expensive, when they start to get idle, but they're old enough to fend for themselves. The wolf was their first test of freedom after they built their mediocre houses, the first two. But that last piglet learned from Mama and is like, everything doesn't come easy. I better build this other house up. And because the other two piglets nearly lost their life but worked with their other sibling who built the brick house, what Mama was saying finally resonates. See, nothing in life will ever come to you when you're sitting around waiting for it. Mama Pig would have done them no justice if she had allowed them to stay in her house and continue to eat off of her. They would have learned absolutely nothing. If there's any story that you still need to instill in your children and read more than once, it's the Three Little Pigs. Because by all accounts, she was a single mother. However, you can teach this story whether you're a single parent or two-parent home. I took the wolf to represent the opportunities that are going to come along in life and make life uncomfortable. But that was the point. Mama Piglet needed to get her three piglets, who were now becoming adults, comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because while they sat around and ate her out of house and home and were old enough to contribute, they didn't realize what it was causing Mama Pig. That is why Mama Pig is the most important element, in my opinion, of this story. Thank you all for watching. Leave your opinions down below. Have a great day.